Hi, welcome to yoga. I'm Joanne. Thanks for coming out today to practice with me. Let's start in a comfortable seat. So elevate your hips if you need to in order to find length in your spine. It's nice to do that even if you don't really need to. Just give yourself a little more space in the front of the hips. And then we're just going to gently close the eyes. And you can rest your hands, palms down or up, or one of each, whatever feels good for you. Down is a little more grounding, up is a little more receptive and opening. So check in with yourself, see what sounds good. Go there. Good, and then make sure the elbows, the shoulders are away from the ears. So bringing a little intention into the elbows to draw the shoulders down. You're going to retract your chin just slightly to make sure your head is right above your spine. And then check in with the muscles of the face. See if you can soften through the brow. Maybe part your lips so the jaw is relaxed. Notice how your posture feels. Adjusting if you need to. And then take some time, again, close the eyes and bring your attention within. And just notice how you feel. Checking in with your energy level. Any areas where you might feel tight or have any pain or discomfort in the body anywhere, just noting that. You might tune into the air temperature of the room you're in, any sounds that you might hear where you're practicing. Just try and sort of relax into whatever is happening in this moment. Begin to bring a little bit of awareness into the breath. So we always want to use the 3-part breath in yoga, the full diaphragmatic breath. So you want to start the breath in the lower abdomen. And then the breath will move out to the sides, expanding your rib cage in all directions. And finally up into the chest, bringing your collarbone up just a little bit. And as you exhale, we reverse that wave. The bottom of the exhale, you squeeze the stale air out of the lungs by squeezing the navel toward the spine. We'll take a few more breaths here together. And one more invitation if you'd like. You might set an intention or a dedication for your practice today. Whatever you choose, repeat it to yourself 3 times. And I encourage you with each out breath to see if there's anywhere in your body that you can soften and release. So every time we breathe in, we're filling up and opening space in the body, moving the blood and oxygen through the tissues. And every time we exhale, just let go, soften, release. You might even notice your fingers. I was just holding mine open a bit, so you might even see if you can let them go a little bit. So keeping that in mind throughout the practice. Take a nice breath in together. And as you exhale, drop the chin to the chest. Finding a little gratitude for your body today, for making it to the yoga mat. Stretching the back of your neck. And begin to find a little gentle movement side to side, keeping the breath moving. Inhaling one direction and the other. Inhale and exhale. Keeping that breath moving as you move the head, stretching the neck. Let's inhale, come to that first side again. We'll pause. Check your posture is nice and upright. My ear is over my shoulder. And I'm going to take the opposite arm from my ear over shoulder side and reach it out. And then bend at the elbow and bring the hand to the small of the back. So behind your back a little bit. And then check your posture so you're nice and tall. So we're internally rotating the shoulder. If you have any pain or discomfort, move to a place that's not painful. And then we'll just start to move the head around. So you're going to look over this bottom shoulder and inhale up to the other corner. So we're rotating up and down, keeping the breath moving, feeling that nice release to the front and back of the neck. Take one more breath up and down. Great. We'll bring the head toward the screen here. Release the arm from behind the back. Send it out and then bring the arm in. We'll drop the chin to the chest. And then inhale to the second side. Lifting up tall. Again, drop the shoulders. Make sure your posture is tall, ear over shoulder. Opposite arm reaches out and then behind the back. So the back of your hand is on the small of your back. Open the chest. Good, and then find that gentle rotation. Exhale down. Inhale, gaze to the opposite corner. You might close the eyes as you move. Tapping into the areas that you need to release. One more breath. See if you can soften any tension around the navel. Keeping the breath nice and smooth. You're going to bring the head to the screen again. Release the arm from behind you. Bring the hand in. Drop the chin to the chest and take your head upright. Sitting up tall, we're going to squeeze the shoulders up by the ears and down the back. A couple more times. Create a little tension up and back. Do one more. Nice deep breaths. Excellent. Now sitting up nice and tall, you're going to take your one arm out to the side and lower it below shoulder height. So we don't want it up here because we don't want to lift the shoulder. Keep the shoulder grounded, arm a little bit lower. You're going to draw the fingers toward the face. And then pull them in toward your body. So we're extending and flexing the wrist. Make sure the posture's tall and the shoulders relaxed. So a couple of these. Keep breathing. Good. Inhale up, exhale down. Bring the fingers up again. Soften the shoulder, and we're going to rotate the fingers forward and then back. So now we're rotating in the joint. Forward and back. Keep breathing. Forward, back. Let's do one more of those. Forward and back. Great. Send the fingers out long. Soften the shoulder. Good. And then we're going to turn the palm to face up, lift up, reach up, breathe in. Walk over to the other side. Exhale. Soften. Elbow points up. You're going to open the chest to the sky. Feeling a nice stretch through the pec. Take a deep breath here. Bring the elbow to face the sky again. Inhale, we're going to lift it up and lower the arm. Good. Roll it out. Just see how that feels. Difference between the sides. And then we'll do the other side. So opposite arm will stretch out. Keep the arm lower than your shoulder. And then we'll flex or extend and flex down. So inhale up and exhale down. Just a couple more. You should feel that all the way into the forearm, to the armpit, shoulder. Good. Reach out. Bring the fingers toward the face, and then we'll rotate forward and back. Moving in, isolating that arm bone in the shoulder joint. Breathing. One more time. Good. Reach the arm out long, send the fingertips out, turn the palm to face up. Inhale, lift. Walk over, exhale, fold. We're going to point the elbow, so soften the arm, point the elbow up. Great, and then maybe you open the chest and torso toward the sky a little bit. Feeling that more deep in the stretch, in the pec and the armpit. Bring the elbow back toward the ceiling, and then slowly lift it up. Exhale, lower. Good, and then just relax that, see how that feels. Excellent, and then let's come into a tabletop position onto all fours. So I'm gonna make a little cushion for the knees. And we'll align ourselves here. So bringing the knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders. You can always take fists if you need, if you have any wrist issues. Otherwise, you can spread your fingers out wide, open the inside of your elbow toward the front part of the mat and soften at the elbow joint. Let's tap the feet into the floor a little bit to wake up the feet. And then tuck the toes under, and then you're going to push back your hips over your heels to stretch the big tendon on the bottom of the feet. Let's take a breath here into the soles of the feet, stretching the toes. This might be intense. So we're going to come back up to all fours, release the tops of the feet to the floor. Go ahead and find a nice sturdy position, and then we'll take some cat-cow stretches. So we're going to drop the belly, feel the abdomen stretch as you release it toward the floor, open the chest, and look toward the opposite corner of the room. So I want you to think length, not lift. So we're not wrenching anything. We're creating space in the body. Reach the tailbone and crown far and away toward the ceiling, but not up, up. So lengthen. As you exhale, you're going to round and turn the tailbone and the head to the floor. Feel the shoulder blades pull apart. Tailbone tucks. So letting your breath guide you. Inhale as you open. And exhale as you round. Good. Inhaling and exhaling. Make sure you're using your finger pads in the mat as well, so it's not, you're not taking all the weight into the wrist at the base of the hand. Do one more round. Deep breath in and exhale, release, round. Good, come back to your neutral spine position. Good, and then I want you to draw the navel toward the spine a little bit so you're engaging in the core, and we're just gonna make some big circles. So now we're gonna kind of open through the side body. I want you to laterally flex the spine, so making a C shape with the spine. So come to one side, push back. Inhale to the other side and forward. So you can close the eyes here. Just kind of getting in a nice big circle. Make sure this doesn't pinch in your low back at all. Keep that core a little bit active. Active and soft at the same time. Good, and then let's reverse that direction, other way. Rounds. Good. Keeping the breath moving, let's do one more. Good, coming back to all fours. Excellent, we're gonna tuck the toes one more time, push back, stretch the feet. Sitting back a little bit, big stretch. Deep breath here. Good, let's release the tops of the feet to the floor. Sit back again on your hips, and we're gonna just do a brief thread the needle. So take one arm under the other, come down to your cheek, rest on the head. This extended arm can tent up if you want, or reach behind the back. Just a breath or two here into that shoulder blade. Just melting into that stretch. Slowly unwind, stretch that other arm out, and then we'll thread to the other side. Coming all the way to the cheek. Again, you can tent this extended arm up or reach it behind your back. Couple deep breaths here into that shoulder, melting into the floor. Great, walk your hands out, unwind yourself. Let's pull ourselves up to tabletop. Good, from tabletop, tuck your toes. Take your knees back a tiny bit behind your hips. And then we're gonna peel ourselves up slowly to downward dog. So take your time, pedal the feet out. Walk out your dog. Just stretch into the hamstrings and calves a little bit, and then let's walk ourselves to the front of the mat, coming into a forward fold. So coming all the way to the top of the mat, measure about 2 fists between the feet, bend the knees as much as you need so your hands touch the floor, and tuck your forehead to your shin. Shake your head a little yes and no here. You might shift the weight on the feet, just play around with that. Feel the weight is evenly distributed on all 4 corners. Let's dangle the arms in front of us, grab opposite elbows, let the head and torso hang, and gently sway side to side, like a pendulum. Breathing. And relaxing. These can be very bent here. They don't have to be straight at all. Kind of resting my torso on my thighs. Good, and then let's bring our torso to center. Release the arms. Let the upper body stay passive as you tuck your tail and roll up slowly. Stack one vertebra at a time. All the way up. Shrug your shoulders at the top as you open your chest. So coming into a mountain pose, we want our hips to be neutral. And then bring heavy suitcases into the hands by the side, shoulders down, crown of the head tall. We're feeling a lift through the midline all the way up to the sky from the crown of the head. And we're grounding on the outside of the body into our feet, nice and softly. So we're going to fan the hands forward, and then we're going to just reach the arms behind us as we inhale. Open your chest. Keep your torso stable. Bring the hands all the way up as you inhale. And then exhale, lower the arms, soften at the knees as you hinge halfway forward, come all the way down to forward fold. Tuck your forehead. Again, knees can be bent as much as you need. Inhale, we're going to come into flat back as you lengthen your spine parallel to the floor. Exhale as you fold again. As you roll up, I want you to think about, so let the arms dangle. I want you to imagine being a baby kitten with a mama cat holding you by the scruff. So you're going to just roll up everything. You just kind of peel yourself up. Tuck again. Good. Head comes up last. Open the chest. Great. Fan the hands forward. We're going to do that twice more. Inhale. Open the chest. Lift. Feel that extension in the waist. Stretch in the waist. Exhale. Swan dive. Lengthen. Hinge at the hip. Fold. On your inhale, come into that flat back position, open the chest. And on your exhale, fold forward. Okay, be the baby kitten. Inhale, lift, dangle, tuck, unfurl. Open the chest, back to the top. Mountain pose. We're going to do that once more. Inhale, open the chest, lift. Deep breath in. Exhale, swan dive. Creating space. Inhale, open halfway. And exhale, fold again. Good. So from here, let's plant the hands right next to our feet. We're going to take a giant step back with the right leg. Drop the back knee, uncurl the toes. And scissor the legs toward the midline. Make sure the front knee is above the heel. And when you feel steady, come up. Stretching this back hip flexor, you can move this knee forward or back, depending on flexibility. We're going to sweep the arms up. Soften the shoulders. Good. And then I want you to take a deep breath in. As you breathe, you should feel that stretch in the abdomen. Good. Take one more breath in. We're going to exhale, float the hands down to frame that foot. And then we're going to kind of go back. We're going to walk back, bring the toes up, bring your hands back, open your chest, creating space here, stretching this front hamstring, pull this front leg back, sitting bone to the back, reach the heart forward, walk it forward as you exhale, and we're going to sink our hips a little more so you get a deeper stretch here without compromising the knee. So make sure that doesn't hurt your front knee. Walk it back again, open the chest. Breathe into that hamstring. Let's take a deep breath in. Walk it forward as you exhale. Sink that back hip. Lower your hips a little deeper. Good. We're going to come back to a neutral position with the hips. So you're going to bring the hips up out of that deep stretch. Hands next to the feet. Tuck your back toes under. Lift the back knee. Send your hips up. And we're going to step the right leg forward. So just switching sides here, fold. Let's inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, bow again. With those hands, we'll take the left leg back this time. So switching sides, drop the knee, uncurl the toes. Check your alignment. Adjust however you need. When you feel ready, reach up. So pelvis is neutral, add the arms. Open your chest. Take a deep breath here. Good. Another deep breath, nice and neutral in the pelvis. Great. Float the hands down to frame the front foot. We're going to walk it back as we draw the toes up, open the chest. Sitting bone pulls back, heart pulls forward. Give yourself some space here. Try not to round and collapse in, but open the chest. Good. Exhale, fold forward, walk forward, plant the foot, and then again, lower the hips. Stretching a little deeper into that back hip flexor. Come forward, walk it back. Open the chest. Breathe in deep. Walk it forward, plant the foot. Sink the hips. Good. Come back to that neutral with the hips. You're going to plant the hands, tuck the back toes, and rock off your back foot. Step it up, forward fold. Bow here. Pull yourself up. As if you're the baby kitten. Open the chest. Back to your mountain pose. Excellent. Good. Let's inhale. Reach it up. All the way up. And exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Good, inhale halfway, open the chest. And exhale, fold again. Good, this time we're gonna take a giant step back with the right leg and drop the hips, come into a low lunge here, but your back knee is lifted this time. So we're gonna keep the knee lifted and then we're gonna pivot the back foot down, check heel to arch or heel to heel alignment, and slowly cartwheel your hands up, coming into warrior two. Great, and then hips face the long edge of the mat. This front hip will open up a little bit to the knee side, nice and tall. Great. Feel it grounding in the feet and a lightness in the upper body. Pelvis is even. Turn the front palm to face the sky. Inhale as you reach, lean the torso forward. Exhale as you float back, peaceful warrior. Lift through the front body and the back body. Legs stay the same, still working those legs. So keep that front knee a little bit bent. Great, inhale, come back to your warrior two. Nice and tall and open. Great, we're gonna exhale, cartwheel the hands down to frame the foot. Turn your back heel up. We're gonna plant the hands, lift both hips. We'll step back to a downward dog. So take your time, pedal the feet. Good, from here, we're gonna float into a plank position. So nice and mindfully, just align shoulders above wrists. Lower your hips so they're even with the shoulders. Drop your knees right where they are, hopefully to your cushion. And then you're gonna exhale, the chest comes down right between your hands. Elbows stay close. Great, then let the legs slide out to the floor, tops of the feet touch down, and you're gonna draw your heart forward, open the chest. Pull the shoulder blades back behind you. Glue your feet to the floor. Let's lift the hands here. Breathe into your belly. Great, one more breath. Release the hands next to the chest. Lower the chin. Good, and then we're gonna push back into a child's pose here. Sitting over the hips. Deep breath. Inhale, back to all fours. Tuck the toes. Take it up, downward dog. Good, and then from here, we'll bend the knees. You can step or you can stroll all the way back to the front of the mat. Whatever works for you. Forward bend, we'll meet here. Good, roll it up slowly. Inhale, back to the top of your mat. Open the chest. Mountain pose, we'll inhale, lift. Sweep the arms up. Exhale, soften the knees as you swan dive back down. Again, inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Beautiful. Giant step back this time with the left leg, switching sides. Lower the hips, coming into that lunge position. Nice and sturdy here. Pivot your back foot down, check the alignment. As you're ready, cartwheel the hands up for warrior two stance. Again, this hip will open up. We're nice and tall in the torso. Back foot's nice and grounded, perpendicular to the front heel. Gaze to the front hand. Good. Turn the palm up. As you're ready, inhale, reach as far as you can. Lean forward, reach, and scoop it back. Legs stay the same, peaceful warrior. Still working the legs, breathing into the front ribs. Not leaning back, but lifting. Beautiful. Slowly exhale back to your warrior two. Deep breath in. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down to frame the foot. Turn the back heel up. Lift your hips and step back to downward dog again. Making your way to a plank pose. Nice and mindfully. Exhale, drops the knees, chest and chin to the mat. We're going to slide into a cobra again. Draw the shoulders back, glue the feet, and breathe into the belly. You're going to release the hands, slowly push back into a child's pose. Take a deep breath into your back here. Great. Inhale back to all fours. Tuck your toes. Send it up to downward dog. And then making your way back to mountain pose. So you might step, stroll, or hop. Meeting in forward fold. Sorry, there's a car beeping. Oh, car alarm happening right now. And then we'll roll it up. That's all, I guess, part of the experience. Good. Roll the shoulders, open the chest. Excellent. I'm going to come back to the front of the mat. We're going to come with the feet hip width again, mountain pose. Nice and neutral in the pelvis. Let's reach the arms back. Inhale, lift. And we're going to swan dive forward fold. Inhale halfway. And exhale, bow again. Planting the hands. This time we're going to step both legs back. So you can start stepping back to a plank position. Let's send the hips up for downward dog. Good. And then from here, if you're comfortable with a pigeon, you're going to take your right leg into the sky. Maybe bend the knee. You're going to squeeze that leg all the way up. Hover. Engage your muscles as you bring the leg up between your hands. For pigeon pose, back leg will go straight behind you. You can come onto fingertips here. You could use a prop under your hip if you need one. We want to keep our hip points equal so we're not twisting in our back body. So make sure that you're nice and equidistant with the hip points to the floor. Starting here with the hands elevated, you're going to open the shoulders back and open your chest. Look up toward the sky a little bit and take a deep breath into the lungs. Great. You might even feel that in the abdomen and the back extended leg, getting into that psoas a little bit. Take one more breath. Great. And then slowly make your way down for pigeon if this is comfortable for the front bent knee. If it's not, I'll show you an alternate. And then lots of options to rest the forehead on hands, stacked fists, stacked hands, or all the way down. Then I want you just to breathe into that hip. Keep letting go. If you need the alternate pose, it's figure four on the back. Like this. So hopefully everyone knows this alternate as an option. Top leg, same arm reaches through the hole. And we connect behind the bottom thigh. We can use the elbow to deepen the stretch. So stretching our hips, so important for the low back. Let's breathe here. You might also think about softening the jaw and the shoulders. You might open the mouth a little bit wide. and then relax it. Keep finding nice, easy release in that hip. And again, if it gets too intense, you can back out a little bit. We want to be able to breathe comfortably in every pose in yoga so that we're not holding the muscles, right? When you start to notice your breath get shallow or tight, then you're probably holding too much. So see if you can let go. Good, maybe one more breath here. Slowly, you're going to walk the hands back. We're going to frame that knee again. So I want you to come up, open the chest here. We're going to try this, tuck the back toes under and lift that knee off the floor, and then open the chest and take a deep breath here. You might feel that stretching the psoas. So think of the tailbone tucking a little bit with the toes uncurled here. Good, let's release the leg down, plant your hands, tuck the toes again, and then step it back to downward dog. You might pedal the feet out. And then we'll just go right into the other side. So from here, we'll take the left leg up, bend the knee, try to keep the shoulders even here. Tuck your tailbone, squeeze that bent leg up between the hands. And again, the back leg goes straight. Make sure you're not turning the ankle or the hips. Open the chest here. Let's draw the shoulder blades back. Take a deep breath or two, where you might feel that in the abdomen again. And then you'll make your way down to wherever you're comfortable on this side. It might be different from the first side. Just notice how you feel. Notice which hip might be a little more tight. Open the jaw, soften the brow and the face, relax your shoulders. Make sure the breath is nice and smooth and deep. No constriction, no holding. Always can take figure 4 on the back if this knee is problematic. Keep softening with each out breath. Great, nice and slowly walk your hands back. We're gonna again frame that knee. Come on to fingertips, open the chest. We'll tuck the back toes again and lift that knee. Open the chest and try to tuck the tailbone a bit and take some deep breaths. Do one more. Great, release the hands down, and then we'll step back to downward dog again. Pedal out the feet. Great, from here, let's come into a plank position. Drop the knees, push back child's pose. Deep breath. Good, walk your hands back. We're gonna come up to sitting on the heels. I'm gonna come to the center of my mat. So you might have your blanket handy if you need a little prop to sit up on. You're welcome to do that. We're going to take the legs out in front of us and then open the legs out nice and wide. So the toes are pointing up. We're going to stretch our big QL muscles in the back. So we're sitting up nice and tall. And you might be on the floor or your prop. So we're going to inhale, bring one arm up by the ear. I want you to soften the shoulder, relax it while the fingertips extend. The other arm is inside of your extended leg. And you might look like this. It doesn't matter where you are. The thing is that we want the toes up so our legs are extended and our hips are comfortable. And then we're gonna take the top arm over the ear and toward, and as you do this, you're sliding your hand down the inside of your leg, and we're keeping our chest open. So you may not get very far, as you can tell, I'm not gonna touch my foot or anything, but we wanna be over this way, so we don't wanna round forward, right? We'll open the chest. Keeping both hips on the ground. And breathe here. Again, if it hurts, don't do it, or modify so it doesn't hurt. Great, and then from here, what I want you to do is now rotate your torso toward the floor and extend the arm out. We're gonna walk the hands out into the center, all the way out in front of you. You can relax the head down. Take a couple breaths here into the inner thigh muscles. Good, and then let the head relax. You're gonna walk your hands back up through the center. So just come back upright, sitting up nice and tall. And then we'll take the other side, so hand inside of the leg, inhale, opposite arm stretches up. Good. And then slide down the inside of your leg as you fold, keeping the chest nice and open here. Hips grounded. Good, and breathe. Nice deep breaths. Great, let's inhale. Actually, sorry. We're gonna fold our torso toward that leg again. So turning the torso down, sweeping the hands out in front of you. Stretch out long, bow here. Breathe. And nice and slow, you're gonna walk the hands back, sitting up. Excellent. You're gonna bend the knees and bring them together. Lift the flesh. You might be sitting up on your prop, as I am. Now we're gonna stretch the backs of the legs here. So draw the toes toward the face, sitting up nice and tall. Great, let's inhale and sweep the arms up by the ears. Finding length, soften your shoulders. Feet are flexed. Great, inhale. And as you exhale, hinge from the hip. You can soften the knees a little bit. Hinge, reach, 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 reach until you can't reach anymore. And then just let the arms land anywhere they land on your leg. You could use a strap here if you want. You don't have to. You can reach the toes, fine. Don't want you to shrug the shoulders by the ears. So keep the collarbone broad. So we're creating length over the hips. So I'm not rounded. Let me show you from the side. I'm reaching long through the torso, right? I've rounded my back. So see if you can find that nice extension through the spine. Think about breathing into the lower back body, all the way through the crown of the head. So retract your chin a little bit. So try not to look up here. So we want to keep that nice length moving all the way into the neck. And always moving in our stretch. So breathe as you grow tall. And as you exhale, you soften. You might relax into it a little bit deeper. And again, anything uncomfortable, don't do it. Let's take one more breath here. Great, take a breath in. And then as you exhale here, we'll just allow the forehead to round, bringing that into the back of the body a bit more. Soften the shoulders, let go of tension. You might rock the head a little side to side. Take one more breath. Good, and then let's walk the hands back slowly, coming up to a comfortable seat. We're going to take the hands behind us now, under your shoulders, behind the back. You're going to bend the knees to place your feet on the floor. Just a little counter stretch for our forward fold. Take a breath in. As you exhale, just lift the hips, keeping the chin and the chest together, not dropping the head back. Press the hips up. Excellent. Slowly come back down. Nice. Good. From here, you're going to take your feet into a diamond shape. As if you were reading a book, hold your feet open like pages of a book. Again, sitting on the prop or not, up to you. Open the chest here. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, just lean forward gently. So again, keep that spine nice and long. And you might have room to bring the elbows into the legs. That feels accessible, then you can do that. And you might resist that a little bit. So let's do a little resistance. So we're going to pull the legs up as we press the elbows down at the same time. Deep breath in. As you soften, exhale and just relax. Relax that stretch. So let that resistance go. So you're going to inhale, pull and push. And exhale, just let go. One more time, resist. And relax. Great. So slowly bring your torso up. Bring your hands outside of your thighs and bring your knees up. Great. And let's do one more thing here. So we're going to do a little seated spinal twist. So I'm going to cross my right leg on top of the left. You could mirror me, whatever you want to do. If you note that you're not grounded in your sitting bones, you can take your bottom leg out to find more stability in the hips if you need. Good. And then whichever leg is on top, you're going to take that same arm behind your back, bringing it to the base of your sacrum, and then open the shoulder back. So we're nice and tall and open. You're going to inhale, the opposite arm stretches up tall. Taking a deep breath in, and then as you're ready, you're going to twist from the navel. So keep the hips even. You can wrap the arm around the leg. You can bring the elbow outside of the knee if you want. Whatever works for you. I want you to think length before twist. So whichever arm position works, you're going to look over your back shoulder. Remember to keep the torso tall, connecting to your breath. So deep breath here, even though it might feel a little constricted, we're getting a nice massage for our organs here. Breathing into the belly. Looking over the back shoulder. Twisting with the head, the neck, and the eyes as well. One more breath for a tall. Exhale, twist. Great. Unwind yourself from that. Just release out of it. Give yourself a little counter stretch to the other side. Great. We'll come back to center, and you're going to switch the cross of the legs. So other foot on top. Check your sitting bones. Extend the bottom leg if you need. We're going to sit up tall. Same arm as the top leg goes behind the back. Open the chest. Inhale, opposite arm stretches up tall. And as we exhale, we twist from the navel up. So find the arm position that works best for you. Look over your back shoulder, nice and tall. Breathe length into your spine. So you can either wrap the arm or bind the elbow behind the knee. And then connect deeply to your breath. Grow tall with each inhale. And with each exhale, we're just sort of thinking about twisting a little bit, working the spine, but also really massaging those internal organs with the diaphragm as we breathe. one more breath. Great. Slowly unwind from your twist. Walk your hands gently to the other side. Counter stretch. Breathe here. Great. Coming back to center. And then I'm going to come to the long edge of the mat. We're going to come all the way down. So you might have your blanket handy if you need it for your head. So you're going to lift the flesh from the sitting bones. Glue the heels to the floor, hands come on top of your thighs, and then as you roll out, if this is a comfortable way to come to the floor, you can come down in a different way if you want. You're going to engage the core, hands stay on the thighs, feet stay glued, and one vertebra at a time you unfurl. Nice and slow. Great, you might have your blanket if you need a little prop for the head, so the neck is neutral. Need it. When you get to the floor, we're going to bend the knees and place the feet on the floor, hip width apart. I want you to kind of tuck the shoulders a little bit under the chest and walk your heels a little bit toward the glutes. And again, the outer edges of your feet are parallel to the edges of your mat, and your feet are hip distance apart. You might use a block here if you have one handy in between the knees on the short side, if you like. Otherwise, you're going to have your arms palms down, fingers toward the heels. And then we'll start real easy. So again, make sure your neck is neutral, chin is not lifted. And when you do this, don't turn your head to look at the screen. So keep your eyes straight up to the sky. Tuck your neck, heels in, feet parallel. And then we're just going to press evenly into the hands and feet. Think about pulling your knees to the front of the mat as you peel your back up off the floor, lifting up. Try to keep the glutes relaxed. So hips peel up, and then we take a deep breath at the top. Feeling the abdomen inflate and stretch. Exhale as you slowly lower down one vertebra at a time. Relaxing on the back. And we're going to do that again. So it's nice to play with different intentions when you do this. So you might activate hands and feet as one thing. But one thing I really like, I think makes a nice difference, is I envision my knees going to the front of the mat. Somehow that takes the tension out of my glutes. So I'm going to inhale, lift with that intention of knees moving forward, roll my shoulders under, lift my hips up, soften and relax my glutes. Take a deep belly breath here. One more breath, feet are nice and rooted. Good, exhale, lower down, nice and slow. Good, let's do one more bridge, and then I'll offer an alternate. If you practice the full wheel, you can do that. If you don't, then don't do that. I'm not going to even demonstrate it because I'm at home and you're on video, so I don't want anybody to get hurt. But if it's already part of your practice, you can do the full wheel, full back bend. And if not, I'll give you an alternate for the bridge if you'd like, or you can just do what we just did. So hands close to the feet parallel hip width, neck is neutral. Let's inhale as we lift the knees to the front, peel up. Great option. If you want to take it a little deeper, you might clasp the hands under you, make your arms into more of a lever, shoulders come under to lift up. Option one. Option two, hands come under the back for support. Be very careful here if you're doing this option. Just for a little more lift. And then option three is to extend one leg into the air. Keep both hips lifting. Breathe, lower that leg. Find your footing and then switching sides, lift. lower. Maybe one more breath. Release the hands if they're supporting you to the floor and slowly come all the way down to the back. And then relax. Great. Let's draw our knees into our chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. Stretch the back the other way and gently rock side to side. Great. Let's lower the feet to the floor. Walk your feet out a little further from your hips. So still parallel with the feet. Good. And then you're going to take your arms out to a T and just windshield wiper the legs side to side. Good. And then follow both legs come to one side. The bottom leg, you're going to bring the foot on top of the thigh for a little deeper stretch. Great. And then from here, so my legs are to the right. My right leg is on top of my left thigh. Arms are to a T. I'm going to reach my left arm up over my head. Neck is neutral. And I'm going to breathe deeply into my belly here. The goal, stretching that hip flexor a little bit, softening in the belly. Feeling a nice stretch with each breath. Relax. One more breath. Relax. Great. Take that arm back to a T. Release the foot from the thigh and take the legs upright. Maybe windshield wiper the legs again one more time. Come back to neutral. And then you're going to lower both legs to the other direction. So I'm going to the left now. My left leg will come on top of my right thigh. And I'm going to reach my opposite arm, my right arm up above my head. And then I'm going to breathe deeply into my belly. Keeping the shoulder relaxed. Breath nice and deep. Great. Slowly bring the arm to a T, release the foot. Take the knees upright. Let's take the knees into our chest one more time. And you might make some circles on your back, massaging the back. Let's go in the opposite direction. Great, squeeze those knees in. We're going to reach down for the ankles or the thighs, whatever is accessible for you. Maybe the toes for a happy baby, neutralizing our spine. So draw the shoulders into the floor, draw the tailbone into the floor. So my sacrum and low back is on the floor. I'm pulling, my feet are wide, tops of thighs toward the floor, feet toward the sky. Deep breath in and out here. The goal of just neutralizing the back and spine. Everything's nice and neutral. One more breath. We're going to slowly let the feet come together. Release the legs to the floor, knees out in a diamond shape. You can take hands under your fists under your thighs for support. Soles of the feet together or on top for more stretch. Whatever feels better for you. Again, neck is neutral. Nice deep breath here, just letting gravity relax us here. Into the stretch. Good. One more breath. Great, nice and slowly, you're going to take your hands outside of your thighs to lift the knees up. Then I want you to check in with yourself and see if you need to keep the knees bent and the feet on the floor, if you have any tension in the back body. You might take your feet a mat width apart and let the knees come to center. You might even use your roll under your knees, your blanket, or on top of you if you're cold. The back feels pretty good. You can stretch the legs out all the way. Let the feet flop out to the side. Let the arms float up, palm up to the sky. Tuck the shoulders, open the chest. Allow the fingertips to relax toward the palm. Maybe gently rock your head side to side so the neck is neutral. Bring the head to center and stillness. Let your eyes gently close. Allow your lips to part so that your jaw is relaxed. And bringing your awareness to your breath as it moves in and out of the body. And now we're just completely letting go of everything, not forcing the breath at all, just relaxing the entire body. Each out breath sinking deeper and deeper into the mat. You might scan the body for any areas of tension and just let the breath release them on the exhale. Soften and let go. Relax. 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 Nice and slowly, we'll just wiggle fingers and toes. You might rock your head a little side to side. And very slowly make your way onto the right side of your body, coming into a fetal posture for a moment. Noticing any changes between now and the beginning of our practice. You might recall if you set an intention or dedication for your practice. And as you're ready, nice and slowly, use your left hand to push yourself back up to a comfortable seat. Take your time as you come up. Sit up nice and tall, floating on the spine. And then let's sweep the arms up together with a deep breath in. Feel your hands at the top and bring them down to your heart. Bow to yourself for practicing today. We'll bow to each other. Namaste.